Do your child's social skills make you want to cringe? I'm going to talk about how to build up social skills when there are none. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. There are mainly two reasons why kids have social skill problems. One is that they're shy, and so they're really overwhelmed with the social situation and they really can't move past that. The second kid is totally different. He can't read social cues and he makes you want to squirm. We're going to talk about how to address both those issues right now. Let's talk about your anxious kid first. The socially shy kid is struggling because they don't know how to jump into conversations and they don't want to be rejected. So those are their two main problems. And as a parent, those are the two areas you want to focus on. We're not all born knowing how to talk to other people. This is a skill, and just like math or English, social skills need to be built up. Sometimes they're not innately there for some kids. And so if you have a shy kid who doesn't know how to start a conversation, you want to practice it. You go to tutoring for math, you need to do some tutoring for the social skills. So how are you supposed to do that? Well, let me break it down. Anxious kids need to practice. They need to practice everything. They like to be prepared, and that includes their social interactions. So if you want to make a shy kid feel empowered, practice it at home. Get some puppets. If you have young kids, this is the best way to teach social skills. Grab two puppets, let your child be one, and you be a peer. And then have a puppet show, but make it realistic. And show them, don't talk about, but show them how to have a conversation. If your child's going into a new situation, then role play it before you go. New party, new school, new class. Take a few minutes and role play it with your child. This can happen at any age. I work with teenagers and we'll role play conversations before they confront a friend with an issue or before they go to a new place where they have to probably make small talk. Small talk is not everybody's friend. Another thing I do in my practice, which I really like, is what I kind of call conversation ball. So I get a ball. I actually have a really cool ball that when you, hold on, I'll go get it. Okay, so I have this ball in my practice. It's called switch pitch. I don't know, I got it at the airport and it's super cool. So it's blue and it's purple. Crazy, right? So you can use a regular ball. I just wanted to show you my cool ball. But in my practice, I tell kids we're going to have a conversation ball game. And I start the conversation and they have to throw it back to me, literally. And this helps shy kids to learn how to keep the conversation going. So I'll say, hey, what did you do this weekend? Oops, it doesn't always work. And then when they're blue, that's their color, and they have to throw it back to me. You get the point. It works really well, it's a good visual, and it makes it fun. Now let's talk about the second problem with shy kids, and that is the fear of rejection. Nobody likes to be rejected. I know I don't. So you need to do a little bit of work on this one. So let's say your shy kid has got all their social skills. They know how to start a conversation. They know how to maintain a conversation. They know how to approach somebody for a conversation. But you have to kind of set the stage because their fear of being rejected is going to be pretty big. If you're not a shy person, you're probably not going to get your kid. So let me help you out. First off, when there's a large group of people, don't just drop your kid off and let them sink or swim. Because guess what's going to happen? They're going to sink. I guarantee it. So stack the deck in your favor by walking them to wherever they're going to sit and get there early, because the less chaotic a situation is, the more likely your child is going to thrive. If they're little, start a conversation with someone next to them and get your kids talking. Get them to have some one-on-one conversation with you still there, and then you can leave. That is going to make your child a lot more successful instead of grabbing a hold of your knee and not letting you go. On to the socially clueless kid. Let's go. So on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you have your socially clueless kid. And these are the kids that A, might be literally on the spectrum, the autistic spectrum, or B, might just be a little socially awkward. So these are the kids that are not shy. And in fact, you pray at night that they might get shy because they are that cringeworthy. And I'm not being mean, I'm just being honest. They are normally very well-intentioned kids, but it is really difficult to watch them socialize. So what are the problems? Well, for starters, they are in everybody's space, and they don't filter, and they say inappropriate things, and they can't read any social cues. So they do all of that, and they don't get that people are not liking it. How do you teach a kid like that? I'm going to give you a couple of quick skills. I have this game that I play in my practice called Think It, Don't Say It. And I'll be honest, we've had to play it at my house as well. So in this game, you come up with scenarios and you say, think it or say it. Might seem kind of obvious, but if you're socially clueless, it's not. You're teaching your kids how to filter. They don't really get the word filter, so sometimes I will get a filter or a spaghetti strainer and I will show them that not everything that comes into our head goes out of our mouth. For the kids that have no idea about personal space, they need a visual cue because they're just not going to get it. So in my practice, I get these small little hula hoops. You can get them at Walmart, Target, Amazon, whatever. Get the small ones and you put it around your body. And then when you're having a conversation with your child and you're pretending to be a peer, you say, this is my space. You don't come in it. As a mom, you can hug me and you can come into my bubble, but my bubble is my bubble, not your bubble. So you stay in your bubble and I will stay in mine. Kids don't like other kids coming into their bubble. So get hula hoops and visually show them. It's really effective. Lastly, we're going to go back to my favorite conversation ball. I love that, and it's really good for kids that are on the spectrum or for kids who are just socially awkward as well. Because those kids don't have a problem with conversations, but they do have a problem talking about anybody else but themselves. It's true. So get the conversation ball out and then you tell them that when the color changes, or if you have a regular ball, when you throw it at them, they need to ask you something about you. This teaches kids to have a reciprocal conversation and to throw the conversation back to something that the other person might be interested in. Another thing I like to do with kids like this is when I'm playing, sometimes I also add another little layer to the game where I add social cues. And I say, for bonus points, you have to let me know when you think I am not interested in what you're saying. And for some kids, I will give some pretty apparent clues. I'll look in a different direction, I'll fold my arms, I'll look away, and they still continue to talk. So don't be surprised if you have a pretty socially clueless kid, they're not going to pick up on these really overt social cues. And so you want to train them to pay attention. The bad news is that socializing doesn't come easy for everybody. But the good news is you can build those skills. If you're liking my videos, don't forget to hit like and don't forget to subscribe, because next week we are going to be talking about the one area that parents with anxious kids forget about, and that is how to communicate about it. So hit subscribe so you don't miss that one. I hope you find the sparkle in every day, and until next Thursday, I'll talk to you later.